Welcome to Football Face Off, where yet again we will be settling one of the biggest issues in football. And this week, it's a big one, lads. It's a big one. Who is the greatest manager on earth? Who do you think it is, Pato?
It's Pep Guardiola, without doubt.
Joe?
Of course, it's Jose Mourinho.
Mourinho versus Pep. Good versus evil. Pato versus Joe. But who will win? You decide. And let's kick it off, lads, with the 30-second round. You lost last week, Pato. Disgraceful.
I know, it was
disgraceful.
Get
so
in.
you have to go first. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
30 seconds on your topic. Why is Pep the greatest?
Fight!
Right, Mourinho has won 22 trophies. Pep Guardiola has won 21, despite having a career only half as long. This is the guy who created the best club side of all time and gave the world its greatest ever player in Leo Messi. He won the treble in his first season at Barca. He was an incredibly successful manager at Bayern as well. He's going to talk all about winning, but Pep Guardiola develops players, promotes talent, and builds clubs while winning more than Mourinho. So Joe's going to lose. Guardiola's the greatest.
3 seconds to spare.
The greatest?
3 seconds. The greatest, mate. That's what we're here for, mate. It's not going to be Roy Hodgson, is it? Now it's time for you, Joseph. Are you excited? You look excited.
I'm always excited.
Pace yourself.
Right, okay. Slow it down.
Pace yourself.
Yes.
You've got 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
And your time starts now.
Look, Jose Mourinho is unquestionably the best manager in the world right now. He has done it on loads of different stages and in loads of different leagues. He did it in Portugal, he's done it in Spain, he's done it in Italy, he's done it in England, he's done it in England twice. That's something you cannot say about this mug Pep Guardiola over here. Look, he's also won the Champions League with a smaller team in Porto. That's a massive factor. Pep Guardiola has only ever managed monster teams. He created a bastion of a Chelsea side that went on to win everything.
And you're done, mate. You're just fucking rabbiting on as always. Wrap it. You're 30 seconds, mate.
Yeah, and I smashed it.
Would have been half an hour if I'd let you keep going.
Disgusting.
Anyway, that's enough now, lads. That's 30-second round over. It's up to the viewers at home to decide who had the best arguments in round one. Was it Pato and Pep, or was it Joe and Mourinho? Let us know by voting in the poll on your right, my left.
Well done, John.
Directions. It's up there. Now it's time for round two, the challenge round, lads. Are you excited?
I'm wetting myself with excitement.
Wetting himself.
Not wetting myself, but also excited.
You need to see a doctor about that. Pato, you get to ask him a question.
Can't wait.
What's your question, mate?
Why can't Jose Mourinho stay in a job longer than 3 years, Joseph?
You're up to the challenge
Good
of
questions.
asking that question.
Not
Answering
cool,
that question. You
Joseph.
ready?
Yeah.
Go, mate.
Right, Jose Mourinho, I admit, he is not a long-term option, but that does not have any barometer on his success. You can be extremely successful in very short periods, and that is what Jose Mourinho is a specialist at. Just because he leaves after 3 years doesn't affect his reputation very much. Look, Arsene Wenger has been in the job for going on 20 years. The last 10 years have been useless. So just because you stay for a long time doesn't mean you are successful. Jose Mourinho might well leave after 3 years, but in that 3 years, you are guaranteed a league title, guaranteed a trophy. Look, he very rarely gets sacked as well. Everybody seems to love him where he goes initially. Of course, at the end of his time, he does seem to stagnate a little bit, but they love him because he brings instant
And you're done, mate.
success.
You're done,
Instant
mate.
success.
Instant success. That's the
Instant
key point.
success.
The key point there, instant success.
Soak it up!
But, as ever with the challenge round, there is going to be a rebuttal opportunity. Are you ready?
I was a bit stumbly, so I'm a bit nervous.
You're a bit nervous. You're a bit nervous. But what is your question? Calm yourself down. Ask the question.
My
nervous question
nervous question is, how did Pep not win a Champions League trophy with Bayern Munich? How?
45 seconds, Pato. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
He's so ready. It's game on.
There's no such thing as a Champions League guarantee. Yes, Pep didn't win it there, but he did improve Bayern Munich. If Carlo Ancelotti goes and wins the Champions League with them next season, Pep will be at least in part responsible. Now, twice they went out to the eventual winners, and they got very unlucky this last season with Atletico Madrid kind of edging it. But I think it's weird to equate Champions League success with success overall. If that's what success means, then Jose Mourinho was not successful at Real Madrid or in either spell at Chelsea, where he did not win the Champions League. He also won't win the Champions League with Man United because they're in the Europa League. So yeah, anyway, Pep won 3 consecutive titles, set up Bayern for future success. He's not just about the present, he's about the future. He was great at Bayern Munich, and that's what the history will show.
Boom, with a second to spare, mate. That was actually quite a close round, lads. I've got to say.
That was a good one.
And it's important now, because I get to award a bonus to whoever I thought had the best argument. Let me think about this.
The bad bonus.
Let's just play some nice music while I think. Yeah, you had some good points. Future versus instant success. Personally, I like to build for the future.
Pathetic!
Yes!
That's my motto.
Yes, John
That's my
Babb!
motto.
Scumbag.
Future. There's always going to be a tomorrow. No one gives a shit about yesterday. So,
Pathetic.
15 extra seconds to you, Patrick, in the
Thanks
next
very
round.
much.
Ooh, you're under the cosh already, mate. Look at his... Yeah, that's right. That's right. Look at his ugly little face. Okay, now it's time for round 3. The fan round.
Yeah.
45 seconds to answer a question put forth by our glorious audience. Except you'll have 1 minute, Pato, so
Thanks
use
very
it
much.
wisely.
Cheers.
Use it wisely, mate. So the first question is for you, Pato. It's from a personal friend of mine, Manahari Darhal, who asks, how can Pep be a greater manager when he's only managed big clubs like Barcelona and Bayern Munich?
Ooh.
1 minute, Pato. Off you go.
It's a fair question. Look, Pep Guardiola has had the advantage of coaching big clubs, but I think it's weird to suggest that Jose Mourinho hasn't had that advantage either. Joe's going to talk about Porto, but there are lots of people in our comments who will say that Porto is a huge club, and when he won with Porto, this was in a period when Valencia were getting to Champions League finals, so were Monaco. It was a much more democratic European football competition. Okay, so Pep Guardiola may not have managed a small club yet, but that doesn't mean that he won't. He's taken on a big challenge with Manchester City. He needs to really rebuild that team. And lest we forget, when he took over Barcelona, they were actually in transition. The season before, they'd come third. They were 18 points off Real Madrid, who won the league, and 10 points off Villarreal, who came second. He immediately won the treble, won 6 trophies the next year, won 14 in 4 years with Barcelona. As I've said a million times, this is a guy who builds, and he shouldn't be tagged just for the fact that he's managed some really big clubs. Big clubs want to hire him. Should he go and coach Southend just so that he can prove a point? I don't think so.
And
Perfect.
argument. Well used, Pato. Southend
Thank
in
you.
there into the mix as well. One for the fans.
Shouts to
Snooze
Southend.
fest.
And now it's time for you, Joe. You ready?
Yes.
It's Bioken with the question, and he asks, how can Mourinho be a good manager with what happened to Chelsea last season?
Ooh.
That is a tough one, mate. You've got 45 seconds. Are you ready?
Yeah. Look, Fioken, I'm going to have to admit it's a great question. You have caught me out here, and it does have a big effect on him. However, we cannot categorise people's success just because they have one poor season. Sir Alex Ferguson took 5 seasons to get going at Manchester United. Doesn't make him any less successful than he is overall. He's been a fantastic manager throughout his whole managerial career. 1 season with Chelsea, of course it all went wrong. It was kind of a perfect storm of shit. He had the issues with the physios, his team weren't performing, Eden Hazard went cold, and he got the sack. He finished 10th. It wasn't a great season, but don't let 1 season categorise Jose Mourinho's whole fantastic career. He's done it in so many different countries. He's been a magnificent manager overall, and I'm sure this year is going to be an even bigger test than last year was at Chelsea at Manchester United.
And you're done, mate. You're done. You're done.
Manager, God, come on, Jose.
Manager, leagues, wins. Who was the best? You decide in this round, though. Was it Pato with his well-constructed argument that included Southend? Or was it Joe, who didn't really answer the question? It's up to you at home to decide. By voting in the poll in the corner. Forgot that bit. Bollocks. Well, that is all we've got time for on yet another exciting football face-off. How do you think you did, Joe?
I got butchered.
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 Look at him. Dead.
Butchered.
What do you think you did, Paro?
Yeah, I think I butchered him.
Butchered him. There's lots of butchering going on, slicing and dicing. But we'll be back next week for another great football face-off where we'll be debating another big issue. What do you think it'll be?
I'm not sure yet, but we'll let you know in the comments. It'll be the top comment what next week's debate is going to be, so you get your questions in there.
And you know what? What should they do after watching this, Pato?
They should head over to Euro Football Daily and check out some great content there. We've got stuff like Top 10 Leon Export, and we've got Euro Roundup.
Leon Exports. Exotic stuff. What about you, Joe? What do you think they should stay?
Just click the subscribe button just down there. That's all you got to do for more of this great content.
For more of him as well, just click subscribe. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Little wink there. Creepy.